Hello students, welcome to the English class. Students, when you were very young, when you were in your primary classes, did you enjoy rhymes? कि तुसी rhymes enjoy करदे सी? For example, twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are, up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. याद आया कुछ? ऐसियां कुछ होर राइम्स भी तुसी जरूर सुनदे होगे. Why did you like the rhymes? I don't think you understood each and every word of the rhyme, but still you liked the rhymes. Why? Because of the rhythm, because of the music in it. उसदे अंदर जेडी ਉਹ ਲੈ ਸੀ ਉਹ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ears ਨੂੰ अच्छी लगदी सी. You liked listening to those rhythms and the music. Students, this is the difference between studying a lesson, prose lesson, and a poem. In a poem, there is a music, there is a rhythm, there is a pattern, which is very soothing to listen to. जो सुनन दे विच बहुत अच्छा लगदा है. You must have judged that today we are going to enjoy and study a poem of your syllabus. Did you notice I said enjoy and study? So first we will enjoy the poem and then we'll study the poem. So the topic for today is The Echoing Green, poem number 3 of your syllabus. A poem written by William Blake. Let's enjoy the poem and then study it after that. Before we study the poem, here are a couple of pictures for you. Students, what do you see in the pictures? Take your time. Notice something which is common in both the pictures. Is there a similarity? Okay, let's see. In one of the pictures, there are children playing in the park. And in the other pictures, you can see some old people sitting in a green park. And what is common between these two? Green parks. So students, we are going to study the poem The Echoing Green, written by William Blake. I repeat, The Echoing Green, written by William Blake. Let's have an introduction of the poet. He was born on 28th November 1757 in the Soho district of London, England. He was a poet as well as a painter. His major poetical works were The Marriage of Hell and Heaven, Songs of Innocence and of Experience, Jerusalem, Milton. William Blake died in 1827. This poem, Echoing Green, was written by William Blake. It has been taken from his Songs of Innocence as a beautiful short poem. Blake expresses the joy and innocence of the children's early experience of life. It is written in the appreciation of nature in simple terms. However, if we go deep into it, we will find the theme of life and death in the world. The poem is told by a young child who is playing in the Echoing Green Park. This is a pictorial poem of Blake. Generally, William Blake's short poems are explained very simply, but there are hidden depths to his work. I repeat the last line. William Blake's short poems are explained very simply. So we'll just now see that it appears to be a very simple poem. बहुत आसान लगती है, but there are hidden depths to his work which we'll experience later on. First, as I promised you, first we'll enjoy the poem and then study the poem. Let's enjoy the poem. Listen to it while I give a reading, and then later on try to recite the poem in the same manner. But if we do not understand the new words, then the whole fun will be spoiled. So let's learn new words and their meanings in the given context. The first word is echo. A reflected sound that is heard again. You can see there's a boy standing on the top of the mountain and he is saying something, and you can see from the symbol that it's an echo. ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਬਚਪਨ 'ਚ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਇਦਾਂ ਕਦੀ ਕੀਤਾ ਹੋਏਗਾ when you are in an open space, ਇੱਕ open ਮੈਦਾਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਾਂ hills ਦੇ ਉੱਪਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇੱਕ ਉੱਚੀ ਆਵਾਜ਼ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋ ਔਰ ਉਹ ਗੂੰਜ ਕੇ ਵਾਪਸ ਆਉਂਦੀ ਹੈ. So echo is, in your mother tongue, it's goonj. Merry bells, the bells of the church. Merry means happy. So merry bells, ਉਹ bells ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਕਿ ਖੁਸ਼ੀ ਵਾਲਾ ਸੰਗੀਤ ਦੇ ਰਹੀਆਂ ਨੇ. Skylark, it's a small brown bird that sings as it fly high into the air. ਇੱਕ ਗਾਉਣ ਵਾਲਾ ਪੰਛੀ ਹੈ ਔਰ ਬਹੁਤ ਉੱਚੀ ਹਵਾ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਉੱਡਦਾ ਹੈ. And thrush, ਇਹ ਵੀ ਇੱਕ singing bird ਹੈ, but ਇਹ bushes ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਰਹਿੰਦਾ ਹੈ, and it has many kinds, ਜਿਸਦਾ ਇੱਕ kind nightingale ਵੀ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ. Many kinds of birds are in this category. These are the birds of the bushes. And echoing green, it's a green park, echoing with laughter of children. ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਰੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਮੈਦਾਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, ਪਾਰਕ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੱਸ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ, ਖੇਡ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਆਵਾਜ਼ ਗੂੰਜ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ. This is echoing green. Care, feeling of worry, fikr, chinta. Most of the elders in our house, they are always caring about something or the other. The oak, it's a large tree with hardwood. In the mother tongue ਅਸੀਂ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਬਲੂਤ ਦਾ ਦਰਖਤ. ਆਪਣੇ ਪਿੰਡਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਸੀਂ ਬੋੜ ਦਾ ਦਰਖਤ ਦੇਖਦੇ ਹਾਂ. ਇਹ ਕੁਝ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਰਗਾ ਹੀ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ, not the same, but it's like that only. ਕਾਫੀ ਪੁਰਾਣਾ ਔਰ ਹਾਰਡ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ. ਹਾਰਡਵੁੱਡ ਦਾ ਦਰਖਤ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ, oak tree. Old folk, aged people, ਬਜ਼ੁਰਗ ਲੋਕ. Weary, tired, थके हुए. Merry, happy. You can see the happy children. Descend, come down. It's the opposite of ascend. Ascend ऊपर जाना, descend थल्ले आना. So students, these were some of the difficult words, and now you'll be able to enjoy the poem. But even if you do not understand a word, concentrate on the rhythm of the poem. So listen to the poems and enjoy. The sun does arise and make happy the skies. The merry bells ring to welcome the spring. The skylark and thrush, the birds of the bush, sing louder around to the bell's cheerful sound, while our sports shall be seen on the echoing green. Old John with white hair does laugh away care Sitting under the oak, among the old folk, they laugh at our play, and soon they all say, such were the joys when we all, girls and boys, in our youth time were seen on the echoing green. Till the little ones weary, no more can be merry, the sun does descend, and our sports have an end. Round the laps of their mothers, many sisters and brothers, like birds in their nest, are ready for rest, and sport no more seen on the darkening green. The students, I hope you enjoyed the poem. Whenever you study any poem, this is the first step to enjoy the poem. So I hope you enjoyed it, and in your free time do try to recite the poem in the same way as I did. You must have noticed that there is a rhyme pattern in the poem. Let's study the pattern. What is that? The poem has 3 stanzas. As is clear in the poem, the 3 stanzas, and the lines follow the rhyme scheme AA, BB, CC, DD, EE. What does that mean? Let's go back to the poem once again. The sun does arise. The last sound, it rhymes with the last sound of the next line and make happy the skies. Arise and skies. Then ring and spring. So this is AA. Same sound, A sound and A sound. Ring, spring, B, B. Ring is the B sound, and in the 4th line again B sound. The pattern is AA, B, B. Then thrush and bush. Now this is not 100% rhyming. The last sound is rhyming. It's thrush and bush. Only sh sound is rhyming, unlike the other pairs. In other pairs, the whole sounds are rhyming. CC. Around, sound. Seen, green. Then the next stanza again. Hair, care. A. Oak, folk. I hope you are repeating the sounds after me, because unless and until you repeat after me, you won't be able to follow them. Hair, care. It's not here. Many students say it like that. Here, it's not here, it's hair, care. A. Oak, folk. B. Play, say. C and C. Joys, boys. D and D. Seen and green. I hope now you understand what is the meaning of rhyme scheme. Weary, merry. Descent, end. Mothers, brothers. Nest, rest. Seen and green. So this is the rhyme pattern of the poem. So the poem has 3 stanzas. The lines follow the rhyme scheme AA, BB, CC, DD and EE. I hope you understood it well. Now let's study the stanzas one by one. The sun doth arise and make happy the skies. So here in this picture, the sun arise and make happy The skies look bright and happy when the sun rises. The merry bells ring. This is the bell in the church. It is ringing, producing a pleasant sound of the ears. The merry bells ring to welcome the spring. So this is the onset of the spring season. So it appears that the bells are ringing to welcome the spring. The skylark and thrush, the birds of the bush, sing louder around to the bell's cheerful sound. So these sounds are mingling. ये sound आपस mix हो रहे हैं. किस दे sound of the bells and the sounds of the birds, and it's a cheerful sound. While our sports, now this our words denotes that the speaker of the poem is introduced. In this line, we have come to know that the speaker of the poem is a child, while our sports shall be seen on the echoing green. So let's read the explanation of the poem. The poet says that when the sun rises, light spreads across the sky, making it bright and beautiful. Merry bells probably refer to the church bells, which ring in the morning. They are merry because they welcome the beautiful morning of the spring season. Spring मौसम दी बहुत ही खूबसूरत सवेर. Skylark and thrush fly high in the air while the birds of bush remain near the ground. All the birds also sing in the spring morning loudly, which adds to the joyful sounds of the bells. तो दोनों तरह दे पंछी, चाहे वो हवा च ऊपर उड़न वाले ने, चाहे वो bushes दे विच ने, they are also singing and there appears to be welcoming the spring. So the speaker in the poem is a child who is playing with others in the green park, which is echoing with their laughter. पूरा पार्क, पूरा मैदान गूंज रहा है बच्चों दे हंसी दे नाल, बच्चों दे हासे नाल, और बहुत ही खुशनुमा माहौल है इस stanza दा. The children are happy and excited. When you people also go to play in the park or in the ground, you all are also very happy, aren't you? बहुत खुश होंदे हो, बहुत शोर भी करदे हो, बहुत अच्छा माहौल हुंदा है. As children, they have not yet tasted the grief and disappointment that life will bring them in later years. अगे जाके लाइफ दियां बहुत सारियां प्रॉब्लम्स फेस करनियां पैंदियां. But at present, the children are very happy and carefree. They are young and healthy and very happy. So students, in the whole stanza, the atmosphere is of happiness, of cheer, of laughter, khushi, or welcoming the spring season. Let's move on to the next stanza. Old John with white hair does laugh away care. So there is this another character of the poem, an old person named John, who is a representative of all the old people, does laugh away care. Old people are mostly anxious, कोई फिक्र हुंदा है, चिंता हुंदी है. It may be about their health or some family problems, but at present इस खुशनुमा माहौल दे विच ओल्ड जॉन भी हंस रहा है, खुश है, और कोई चिंता इस टाइम उसनू याद नहीं है. He is sitting under the oak among the old folk. उस दे नाल होर भी बुजुर्ग लोग बैठे ने. They laugh at our play, and soon they all say, such were the joys when we all, girls and boys, in our youth time were seen on the echoing green. तो बच्चों ਨੂੰ ਖੇਡਦੇ ਹੋਏ ਦੇਖ ਕੇ ਬਜ਼ੁਰਗ ਬਹੁਤ ਖੁਸ਼ ਹੈ, ਔਰ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਯਾਦ ਆ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ ਆਪਣਾ ਬਚਪਨ, ਜਦੋਂ ਇਸੇ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਨਾਲ ਇਸੇ ਹੀ ਮੈਦਾਨ 'ਚ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਖੇਡਦੇ ਸੀ ਔਰ ਖੁਸ਼ ਸੀ. So what is the explanation of this stanza? John, an old man with white hair, is sitting under the oak tree with other old people and is laughing without caring about age and worries. Seeing the children playing, they remember their own childhood. Like the children, they too used to enjoy when they were young on the echoing green. ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਯਾਦ ਆਉਂਦਾ ਹੈ ਆਪਣਾ ਬਚਪਨ ਜਦੋਂ ਇਸੇ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਨਾਲ ਉਹ ਮੈਦਾਨ 'ਚ ਖੇਡਦੇ ਸੀ. The echoing green refers to the cycle of life. As I told in the beginning, Blake's poem appears to be very simple, बहुत easy लगदियां ने, but they have a very hidden meaning. So here also, the echoing green refers to the cycle of life. Childhood is the first step, and old age is the last step. Earlier it was the old men who used to enjoy, and now that they are old, their place has been taken by the new children, and this cycle will continue for eternity. इस दुनिया च ये cycle एवं ही हमेशा चलता रहेगा. The oak tree here not only means a tree in the park, ये एक symbol है किस चीज दा, but also strength and longevity and shelter for the old men. Both old folks and oak trees symbolize experience and wisdom. बुजुर्ग भी बहुत साल जीवन जी चुके ने, ओक ट्री भी बहुत पुराना है, and both of them signify experience, tajurba, wisdom. So this is the symbol. Let's move on to the last stanza 3rd. Till the little ones weary, no more can be merry. The child in the picture is very tired now. The sun does descend and our sports have an end. In the first stanza, the sun arises, and in the last stanza, the sun descends. And now the sports have also come to an end. Around the laps of their mothers, many sisters and brothers, like birds in their nest, are ready for rest, and sport no more seen on the darkening green. Now all these children, they are tired, the day has ended, they go back to their mothers, go to sleep in their laps, and that same green which was filled with the laughter of the children is now darkening green. Darkening because of the sunset as well as because of the emptiness. खाली वीरान है और हनेरा हो चुका है. What is the explanation of this stanza? In these lines, the poet says the children get tired and no one can enjoy the play. The sun is going to set and sports of children come to an end. The children go back home and sit in their mother's laps to rest like the birds go to their nests to sleep at night. पंछी अपने आलड़े विच जाके सौ जाते हैं, उसी तरीके नाल छोटे बच्चे अपने अपने मदर्स दी गोदी जाके सौ जाते हैं. On the darkening green, no more sport is seen. Unlike the other two stanzas, this stanza ends in darkening green because it is the end of the day, and for the old men, it is the end of their life. So students, the echoing green has been taken from Blake's Song of Innocence. The poem can also be read as man's progress of human life through its different stages. इस सिर्फ दिन दे अलग अलग पहर ही नहीं दिखा रहा, बल्कि इस पोएम दे विच जिंदगी दे पहर हैं. The green, that is, the open green space, comes alive with the cheerful shouts of children and the songs of birds. As the children play, the older people relax under an oak tree. These old people feel happy as they watch the children at play. They are reminded of their own childhood. As old John does laugh away care, he shakes off the problems of his day-to-day life for the time being. He thus shares the carefree laughter of the children. So students, I hope you have understood the poem well. Now here's a small activity for you. There are 3 questions on the screen. You have to answer these questions. Name the poet and the poem. Name the birds which sing to welcome the spring. What purpose does the ringing of the merry bells serve in the poem? Please give answers to these questions. Here are the answers. The poet is William Blake and the poem is The Echoing Green. Name the birds which sing to welcome the spring. Skylark and thrush. What purpose does the ringing of the merry bells serve in the poem? The merry bells are ringing to welcome the spring season. I hope you were able to answer the questions. Let's move on. Question number 4. What arises at the beginning of the story and descends at the end? There are 4 options. Question number 5. What is the setting of this poem? And the first. So students, I hope you will be able to answer these questions. The rest of the questions we'll discuss in the next class. And here's a small home assignment for you. I hope you have understood the poem well. You have to write the central idea of the poem. In the next lesson, in the next class, we'll be discussing all the question answers in detail and also the central idea of the poem. So students, in this poem we have seen the 3 stages of the day as well as of the life. Childhood is the first stage of life and old age is the last stage. Similarly, when the sun rises, it's the beginning of the day, and when the sun sets, it's the end of the day. So this is the similarity which the poet has shown in this poem. I hope you enjoyed it. Do study it at home. Write down the central idea and don't forget to recite the poem just like me. Thank you so much. It's Varinder Kaur Sekho, lecturer in English, Government Senior Secondary School, Machli Kala, District Mohali. Thank you so much. This is a presentation which was prepared